so much with the soccer ball, with the sun salutation, all of which can be countered by pressing down on the control stick. So it's going to be a weird ask for JayRay. But if they play with a little bit of aggression, and we have seen Wii Fit succeed in these brackets in the past, certainly online, in fact, winning one of the regions of a Nintendo tournament. So something to be said about that. JayRay going to try to control the space yet again, but JeJaJeJa proving to be just too elusive a target right now as JayRay finds himself at 97%, only now tagging on some damage. And yeah, this is JeJa right now looking dominant in the early proceedings.
Yeah, the onus is going to be on JayRay to try and figure out what to do against this character, because a lot of the typical burst options that we see from Wii Fit are just not going to cut it. I know deep breathing powered back air, a typical powerhouse option for Kirby, I don't think actually manages to hit Kirby. So if JeJa is smart about how to strike on shield, there's really nothing he has to worry about.
No amount of yoga saves you from this. I mean, you can have the most limber body in the world, but nothing is going to keep you safe from that pink marshmallow of fury known as Kirby. And with only 20 percentage points on the board, you're going to get drilled straight into head. Oh my gosh, that is the easiest soccer ball I've ever seen in my life.
That's just disrespectful, man.
That is not a sentence I thought I would say today. Oh, just drill him. Just drill him. Bring it. Drag him to hell, JeJa. Oh my gosh.
You ever think about how, like, any yoga instructor would just straight up lose their job to Kirby? Have you ever looked at up tilt? The flexibility on this lad.
I would love to hear Kirby reading affirmations while we're in downward dog. That would be amazing. Are you kidding me? But that is
30-minute intensive workout with Kirby. Your body will be feeling brand new at the end of this tape.
I would love to see Kirby just try to stretch their neck, and it's literally just their upper body. It's their entire body. Like, moving. I'm not sure how that works.
Stretch those pollos.
Oh, talking about stretching, my goodness. The disjoint that provides you, so good. And yeah, the feet, you throw them out there, yeet the feet, and you don't really stand a chance because you've already had a hell of a time trying to figure out how to hit this thing to begin with, but then they try to bring the fight to you. You're not really standing much of a chance there, Hangman.
Yeah, no, there are very few matchups in Ultimate where you look at them and on paper matches how it pans out, where it's just decisive. And I say that with confidence because I feel like when someone looks at a matchup in Ultimate and they say, oh, it's unwinnable, they're thinking about too many things all at once. But when you really pick apart like Kirby versus Wii Fit for what could go wrong in this situation, what could go wrong in that situation, who takes the lead here, there, so on and so forth, it all comes up Kirby. Like, this is a matchup that's just undeniably difficult for JayRay to surmount with Wii Fit Trainer. And I really don't know what to tell you as far as like what they can do to stop JeJa at this rate. Like, they have to be extremely selective about when they press their buttons and just run. They have to play incredibly passively. Maybe the option to run the clock is there, and it might be the only viable option. We'll see what happens as Game 2 brings us a Smashville, which introduces even more opportunity for JeJa to net early kills because of how quick we go to the ledge with each interaction.
Yeah, and JeJa just gets to press buttons on you without a whole lot of fear of consequence, eventually getting tagged there. But what do you have to do? Just hope that they miss on a button, maybe rely on grabs? Because I feel like if you're JeJa at that point, you get to mash spot dodge to very little consequence to yourself. I don't know, man.
Like dash attack and down tilt are going to be super important for JeJa to just pick, for JayRay rather, to pick JeJa off the stage. And even swinging recklessly is going to be very dangerous for JayRay. In theory, he could put down the header ball and then try to extend one of his smash attacks off of it, just for a little bit of opportunity to catch JeJa as he lands with an aerial. But even then, there's a whole lot of risk that's going into that option. And JayRay needs to figure out his options fast because he's already sitting at 89 on his second stock, and JeJaJeJa is on the hunt.
Yeah, and I just kind of feel like if you're JayRay, I'm sorry, I'm calling out borderline bracket negligence if you don't have anything to back up your Wii Fit trainer. I get that you are a decent player, but at the same time, these matchups are going to come up, especially on Wi-Fi. And if you don't have anything ready for a Kirby, like, you know that you are going to get counterpicked at some point. Eventually getting the kill on the Kirby via back air. But yeah, that's just going to be trouble too many times to count. And certainly you're on your last stock already. If you wind up in one of these matchups that are just going to be bad for Wii Fit, you're going to run into those. I just feel like you have to have a pocket ready for something like this.
It's either like extend your pool as a player dedicated to fighting against wayward matchups like these, or like study intensively to be able to be prepared for them. Where if your character's failings are just that blatant, just being able to play incredibly smart gives you opportunity to surmount them, but it doesn't make it any easier. It just gives you a checklist of things to like really be prepared for as you move forward. And there's JeJaJeJa goes.
That was the only way it could have ended, isn't it?
Of course. It's the only way it could go. But there we see JeJaJeJa taking a very decisive 2-0 over JayRay. Kudos to JayRay for making it this far into bracket, but what a way to go out.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing, is when you're talking about something like, you're going to run into a random Kirby at some point, whether it's through winner's side or God help you if it's losers. If you know that it's going to be a bad matchup and you just kind of accept your fate, that's fine if your goal is not to win tournaments. But JayRay has finished pretty high in a lot of recent tournaments, and really most recently, just a week or so ago, was in a tournament, Why Fight Ultimate, and did quite well for themselves, but eventually losing in the grand finals to a very good Bayonetta, to be fair, by the name of Biabia. But